Welcome everybody. Today in this video I would like to share with you a practice that helps to cultivate connection with our intuition, with the wisdom of our body. So in yoga we work with this primal energy that can be awakened through different practices. And when we connect with our lower body and the lower chakras, including the root, the Muladhara chakra, as well as the sacral chakra, Svadhisthana, and Manipura chakra, solar plexus, these are the chakras that really help us to land in our bodies. So oftentimes when I feel this sense of disconnection from myself, from my intuition, these practices that are bringing me back into the body is what helps me reconnect, so come back home to myself. And these practices, they help to cultivate sensitivity to these subtle messages, whispers of the body. So just to share a little bit with you about these three lower chakras, the root chakra is connected to the element of earth. So it is really our foundation, and our body is our earth. So this is our landscape with which we are working. And it's also our sense of support, our structure, stability. And when we have that, we can connect more with the second chakra, which is the sacral chakra, and the element of water, creativity, that more intuitive aspect of our being. So when we have that structure, groundedness from the roots, we are able to be more free in our creativity. So this is where we can just feel more trusting. So we have more trust because we have the structure, but we can also let it go. We can let things flow. And the solar plexus is really our center, because this is the core of our being. This is connected to the element of fire. And I feel like often when maybe there is lack of energy, and there is that sense of disconnection from the wisdom of the body, reconnecting with our core, with this flame in our belly, is a really good starting point. So whether you are feeling a little bit maybe lacking energy, or maybe not able to sort of attune to what's happening in your body, this practice might be of help, of support. So just remember that this is your practice. So whatever I offer here, you can opt in or out. You can stop at any point, you can take pauses, and also you can adapt it to your own needs. If you are already a yoga practitioner and maybe there is a practice that you know that will serve you, more in that particular moment. So just to begin, find a comfortable seated position. I like to sit on something, on a little blanket or cushion, just because it really allows the spine to lengthen. And it also releases any pressure or any unnecessary tension in the hips. So the more you elevate, the more support you will find for your hips. So just making yourself as comfortable as you can, and you might rest your hands on your knees, and just see if you would like them to be pointing down or pointing up. See what feels more aligned with your energy today. And you might lower your gaze or close your eyes. And just for a moment, take note of how is your body in this moment, including the location of your body and the shape of your body. The points of your body that are touching the ground, that connection with the earth beneath you. And see if there are any tensions, any places of discomfort. Maybe places where you feel much warmer than in others. And is there a possibility to land in these places with your awareness without trying to change anything? Cultivating sensitivity by paying attention. Taking note of what is present in your mind, what thoughts might be passing through your mind. There is no need to make it anything wrong. Observing what's present, what's coming. And then bringing the attention to your breath and the quality of your breath in this moment. How much does your chest move? Is your breath deep or short? Are you holding your breath? Notice if there is any emotion present. Emotion is often called energy in motion. And just embracing your whole being with your awareness, so you can welcome yourself to this practice as you are. You might make an intention. Perhaps it is to reconnect with your intuition, with these whispers from within your body. Maybe there is another intention that makes more sense for you. And just allowing the intention to settle in your body. And then gently bring the hands to your knees. And I invite you to start making circles from your hips. You might start with smaller circles and then maybe make them bigger. You might choose to synchronize the movement with your breath. Inhaling as you open your chest, exhaling as you open the back of your body. Finding your own flow, your own pace. And changing direction whenever you feel ready. And just notice how it feels to make this movement in the opposite way. Here we bring our attention to the hip region, the pelvis, the sacral chakra, and the element of water. To bring in a little bit of fluidity, that intuitive movement. So you can really reconnect back with your intuition, this inner wisdom. And then coming back to center when you feel ready and complete. Maybe just pausing to receive the sensations, the effect. And I invite you to bring your palms together in Namaskar Mudra, the prayer position. We'll open the practice with 3 Oms, 3 Shantis together. Inhale. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Gently releasing the hands. And from here, you can stretch out your legs. You might give them a little shake. And then opening your feet a bit wider, maybe wider than the hips, and just flexing your toes to engage the legs, and allow your chest to lift here, so you have this nice long spine. This practice, which is called mill turning, is really an invitation to connect with our pelvis and also the base of the spine. So really rooting down and connecting as well with this more fluid movement coming from the hips. So interlocking your fingers here, stretching your elbows. And we're going to start making the circular movement. And you might bring your attention to your breath. Exhaling as you lean back, inhaling as you move forward. Making the circles, either bigger or smaller. And trying to keep your elbows straight. Awakening that connection with the pelvis. This region connected to Svadhisthana or sacral chakra is often called the seat of the self, and changing direction. Attuning to your breath and staying present with the sensations wherever they arise. And last one. And coming back to center. You might take a pause here just to sense your body. Any places where you feel warmer than in the rest of the body. And then slowly coming back to seated position. And here I would like to invite you for a practice called Bhastrika or bellows breath. This is to activate the fire in the belly. So often in yoga we will call this this primal energy Agni. It's really propelling everything in our life, in our bodies, in our mind as well. So you might choose to stay cross-legged, or you can sit on your heels and feel free to prop with a cushion or with a blanket. So if you have your period, if you are pregnant, or you suffer from high blood pressure, you might choose not to do this practice because it is contraindicated for those conditions. In which case you can just focus on really connecting with your breath coming from your abdomen, from your diaphragm. So we'll start with that, and then you can choose to continue with this practice, or you can move into the more active practice of Bhastrika. So placing the hands on your belly, letting your shoulders relax, lifting through your chest. You might close your eyes and inhale here to expand the belly, and exhale to draw the belly in. Inhale, moving the belly out. Exhale, moving the belly in. Inhale out and exhale in. Inhale out. Exhale in. And you can continue with this breath, or moving into more active breath. Your hands can stay on the belly or give them a rest on your knees. So inhaling, exhaling through the nose. Inhale, belly out. Exhale, belly in, contracting the belly. You can go at your own pace, you can go slower or faster. And then exhaling to release, normalizing your breath. And we'll prepare for internal breath retention. So inhaling only 75% of your lungs capacity and holding the breath inside for as long as it's comfortable. Avoid this if you are pregnant or high blood pressure. And when you feel that it's enough, just exhaling to release completely. Inhaling deeply. Exhaling completely. And coming back to a normal breath. So we're tapping into the energy of the fire awakened in the belly. And we'll move to all fours. And here, let's bring the wrists under the shoulders and the knees under the hips, separating your fingers. And really moving from your belly, from that flame, that little fire in your belly. We're going to inhale to drop the belly down, drawing the shoulders back, looking up. Exhaling to round the back, bringing chin towards the chest. And following your own breath, inhaling to arch your back. Exhaling to round the back. Bringing in the movement of the belly. Inhale to let the belly expand. Exhale, drawing the belly in. Finding your flow here. See if you can make this movement as smooth as possible. Bringing softness to the edges of each of the postures. And you might bring in this more active breath or stay with this gentle breath. If you're moving with Bastrika, it might be a little bit more dynamic. Inhale, belly out. Exhale, belly in. And returning to neutral and landing in child's pose. You might make a pillow from your hands, resting your forehead there, and just receiving any energy you might have generated. It's like we are awakening the body, cultivating sensitivity of the body. And then gently lifting up, and from here I invite you again to come to all fours. And this time, let's bring out the right leg to the side and bring in your foot to the edge of the mat. And here I invite you to start by gently rocking your hips. So we're moving more into the hip region. And throughout the practice, you might bring attention to these different parts of the body. Here, maybe offering presence to your hips, to the hip joints. And from the rocking, just coming back to center, and we'll move with our arm here. So as you inhale, reaching up with your right arm, and you can look up towards the ceiling. Exhaling to move down, threading under the other armpit. Inhaling to rise up. Exhaling down. And following your own breath, you might bring your attention to the sensations in the air region of your hips and how they move, they change with the movement of the upper body. And last one. And then coming back to center with your hands, bringing that leg back in, and then reaching out with your other leg. So with your left leg, your foot parallel to the edge of the mat, and just start by rocking, gently rocking back and forth. Bringing curiosity to the sensations around your hips, the inner thigh. And then releasing the rocking to bring in the arm movement. So inhaling as you reach up with your left arm, looking up. Exhaling down, bringing that arm under the opposite arm. And following your own breath, inhaling to rise, exhaling to release down. Sending your awareness to your sacral chakra, the hip region, the seat of the self, the source of creativity where our life begins. And last breath here, as you release, coming back with your hands, with your knees. And here as you land on all fours, maybe just offer yourself a little bit of intuitive movement to release any tension from your lower back. And then taking a pause in child's pose. And you might rest your hands on your heels, releasing the forehead towards the ground. Just sensing yourself. And slowly coming back up to all fours, and we'll transition to downward facing dog. So tucking your toes under, lifting the knees, bringing the head between your arms, and just start by easing into it. You can pedal out the legs, inhaling as you bend one knee, exhaling as you bend the other.
And then I invite you to pause for a moment. So just see if you need to bend your knees to give your spine a little bit more length. Or maybe you can release the heels down, stretching your legs. Spreading your fingers. And breathing consciously. And let's bring attention to the back of the legs. The sensations in the base of your spine. Maybe bring your breath to the base of your spine. And then bringing your breath to your pelvis, your hip region, and to your belly. Inhaling, expanding, exhaling, drawing the belly in. Remember, you can release anytime. Taking 2 more breaths. And releasing the knees. Taking a pose in child's pose. If you feel any tension, pressure in the arms, just rest your hands on your heels. If you need any support for your forehead, you can offer that with your palms or with a blanket or a block. And then gently rising up to come back to all fours. And this time let's bring one foot forward and then the other foot forward. And just bending the knees here to let your upper body rest on your thighs. You can release the hands to the ground. Letting your spine lengthen, releasing the head, the weight of the head towards the ground. And just a little flow here, inhaling to straighten the legs and coming to half lift, bringing your neck in line with the spine. Exhaling to fold forward, and you can keep your legs straight or bend the knees, following your own breath. Inhaling to lift and exhaling down. And take it for 2 more. And on your next exhale, just landing in the forward bend. And here, see if you can keep your legs straight. If you need a block, you might bring a couple of blocks here, just to stay in this forward bend for a few moments. And as you stay here, allow your head to release down. You can either rest your hands on the mat or on the blocks, or maybe bring your hands on your ankles. And you might gently shift the weight to the front of your feet, a little bit more to the front part of your feet. And one more time, offering your breath to the lower parts of your body. Breathing in through the front of your legs, all the way to the base of your spine, and exhaling through the back of the legs. Inhaling through the front and exhaling through the back. And then into your pelvis. Inhaling and exhaling, letting the breath flow like a river. Massaging the internal organs in your pelvis, your reproductive organs. And then into your belly, awakening that flame in your belly. Inhaling, the belly expands. Exhaling, the belly moves in. Notice the support from beneath you, the support of the earth, the support of your legs, your pillars, so that you can move in life in the way you desire. And just one more breath here. And then gently bending the knees. Just bend the knees, and you can just tuck your tailbone under here. And we're gonna reach forward with the arms and then slowly rising up. Really going slowly. Reaching up, recalibrating here from this forward bend to bring your head above the heart once again, and then releasing the arms. Take a moment to sense yourself here in this new place. Sensing your lower body, and the messages coming from within. And then gently bringing the hands to your lower back. You might open your feet a little bit wider, and just to do a counter pose for a forward bend, gently bending the knees, then pushing from the hips forward, opening here through the front, and you might open through the middle back as well, or this middle part of your body, and then opening through your chest as you draw your shoulders back, bringing your elbows towards each other, and maybe looking forward. If your neck allows you to, you can let the head move back with space to breathe. And then gently returning, bringing the head back and bringing your hips back to neutral. So we'll just shake out the legs a little bit.
And also to release any tension from your back, I invite you to bring in the swinging movement, so bending your knees and then swinging your arms. Let your arms become heavy. And then coming back. Yeah. So we'll come to the top of the mat, and I would like to offer one sun salutation just as a way to create a little bit of flow with our body, so you can really enter into this rhythm of universe, because essentially our bodies have that same rhythm as the universe, same rhythm as life, as nature. So it's not about doing something that is completely out of our rhythm, but it's more about coming back to the rhythm that is actually natural to our bodies. So I'm going to invite you to come to the top of the mat, bringing your feet parallel to each other and letting your arms rest alongside the body, letting your shoulders release down. And you might visualize a beautiful sunrise in your favorite place in nature. And as we move through the sun salutation, consider it as a practice of coming back to the rhythm of nature, to the rhythm of life, where these messages from within are clear and where these messages from within come to the surface with ease. Inhaling here. As you exhale, prayer position. Inhaling to reach up, gently arching your back. Exhaling to fold forward and down, releasing the head. Inhaling, right foot back, dropping your knee, looking forward. Holding the breath into plank position, pressing through the heels. Exhaling, releasing your knees, chest, chin, elbows in. Inhaling to slide into cobra, looking forward. Exhaling, downward facing dog. Next inhale, right foot forward between your hands, dropping the knee, looking forward. Exhale, left foot forward, relaxing the head. Inhale, reaching up, gently arching your back. Exhale, fold forward and down. Inhale, left foot back, dropping the knee, looking forward. Hold the breath into plank. Exhaling, knees, chest, chin, elbows in. Inhaling to cobra. Exhaling, downward facing dog. Inhale, left foot forward, dropping the knee, looking forward. Exhale, right foot forward, relaxing the head. Inhale, reaching up, arch, and exhale to prayer. And releasing your hands. You might release them or place them on your body. Aware of your heartbeat. Aware of your breath. And then gently
releasing the arms to the sides. And I invite you to open your feet maybe 1 meter apart. And we'll start with the feet parallel to each other, and we'll move into Trikonasana, triangle. So bringing your right foot out and your left foot slightly in, 45 degrees, with your chest and hips facing forward. And Trikonasana really is a very grounding practice, but it also moves in to the region, or works on the region of our hips, our sacral chakra, as well as our solar plexus, because we work with the sides here, the sides of our core. So just go at your own pace. Remember not to force anything, and bring your attention to all the sensations that arise in this practice, from your feet up all the way to that part of your navel, on the sides of your navel, either side of your navel. So let's bring the arms out, and from here we're going to send the left hip to the left and start reaching with your right arm to the right, and keeping it as a lateral movement, dropping the arm, that right arm down. And you can relax the shoulder down here, at the same time reaching up with your other arm towards the ceiling, and sending that hip back so it doesn't rotate here. And check if you can breathe. If it's hard to breathe, just come up a little bit. And if your neck feels a little bit stiff, you might look down or forward. Breathing into the lower parts of the body, into the right hip, into the sides of your waist. And bringing some circles from that top arm. We'll go 3 in both directions. Changing the direction when you feel, when you've completed the 3 rounds on one side, and then back to center. Next inhale, slowly coming up, bringing your arms out, exhaling to release, and bringing your feet parallel to each other. And you might take a pause here, sense the body in your lower, in your hips, in your legs. And preparing mentally for the other side. So bringing your left foot out and your right foot in, keeping the chest and the hips facing forward. So rather than turning to one side, we face forward. Any knee discomfort, maybe you need to open the foot a little bit more. And then bringing your arms out to the sides. And start sending your right hip to the right and bringing your left arm to the left. When you reach your limits, just dropping the arm. And see if you can bring that shoulder over your hip here. And reaching up with your other arm. So an opening across the chest. You might look up or look down. Sending this right hip back. And it might feel a little bit intense, so just choose. If you feel that it's too intense, you can go up a little bit. We're bringing energy, attention to the legs,
the hips, the pelvis, the waist. Breathing into these regions. And then arm circles, 3 rounds in both directions. Changing the direction when you are ready to do so. And back to center. Inhaling to come up. Exhaling to release. Bringing your feet parallel to each other, and you might zigzag the feet. Maybe give the legs a little shake. And take a pause here. Receive. And my next practice for you is Malasana, the squat. You might choose to use a blanket under your heels. I actually quite like that because it means that when I go into the squat, I can stay longer. So you can decide if you would like a little bit of support or not, your toes pointing out, and then inhaling to reach up. And exhaling to come into the squat and bringing your palms together. If this isn't really available to you, you can always go into half squat and release when you need. If you're here, pressing the palms into each other, your elbows or your upper arms, helping you to open up by pressing into your inner thighs. Inhaling to lift through your chest and exhaling to settle more in your pelvis. You might close your eyes. Can you bring attention to all the sensations in your lower body? Can you bring breath to the base of your spine, base of your pelvis? Breathing through it. Breathing into a pelvic bowl. The seat of the self, of that intelligence of our body. Where life began. And staying for 2 more breaths. When you're ready to release, you can remove the blanket from under your heels, help yourself, maybe stretching out the legs, giving them a little shake. And from here, I invite you to lie down on your back and bringing your knees in. You can rock slightly side to side. And then landing with your feet on the mat, bringing your palms onto the mat
And let's bring the feet hip distance apart. And we'll move into the bridge pose. So pressing with your feet into the ground. As you inhale, start slowly lifting your tailbone off the ground and then lifting your spine, lifting the hips all the way up. And you might walk your shoulders towards each other and interlocking your fingers if that's available to you. Taking a pause here to sense your legs pressing into the earth. To sense your pelvis, your hips lifting up towards the ceiling. And to sense your breath awakening that flame of life. And you might choose to stay longer, or you can undo the arms, releasing slowly the hips down and bringing your knees in. Maybe rocking side to side. And then gently bringing your arms out to the side and dropping both of your knees to the right side as you look to the left. If you don't have a lot of space for your arms, you can bring your arm into the cactus position. Any discomfort in the twist may be offering a bit of support under your knees, a blanket. And sending your breath down your spine, through your pelvis, through the legs. And then slowly returning to center and moving to the other side. So making sure you have space, dropping the knees to your left as you look to the right. You might extend that arm or bring your arm to cactus. Landing in your body, in the groundedness of your body. And then gently coming back to center, and see if there is anything else you would like to offer yourself. You might open the knees and just rock side to side. You might go into happy baby. And for the next few moments, landing in Shavasana, You can stretch out the legs, your arms alongside the body. You might also place your hands on your body, maybe on your lower belly, your heart. Maybe you prefer to bend your knees. Whatever you choose to do, feel at ease, supported, and closing the eyes. Allowing the weight of your body to release into the earth beneath you. Releasing the weight of your body into the earth. The Mother Earth is holding you. Sensing the flow of your breath in your belly, the belly rising and falling, moving rhythmically, moving in the rhythm of life. Perhaps releasing the gripping from the glutes, softening around the glutes, trusting the support from beneath. Sensing the aliveness of your body through the rhythm of your breath, through your heartbeat. Aware of the sensitivity that your body possesses, the sensitivity to comprehend, to know the truth before the mind can understand. The intelligence of your body, that inner knowing. You are nature, therefore You have access to this wisdom, the wisdom of the land, the wisdom of the land of your body. It is right here. You are it. You are a portal, portal of wisdom, deeply rooted wisdom. I invite you to rest in this field of receptivity, grounded sensitivity for as long as you need. After you feel ready to come out of the practice, you might take a few moments in silence or journaling. Thank you.